On September 7, 1944, Bob Maxwell was at a forward command post in Besançon, France, with the Germans on the run. That night, with no moon and everything pitch black, the Germans counterattacked.
And about that time, a grenade came in and fell in my vicinity, and I didn't know where it was. I leaned over trying to find it, and about that time I decided time was up, so I just dropped to the ground, and it went off, and that's the last I knew until I woke up and everybody was gone.
Being severely injured in the pitch black, Bob was helpless until he heard someone in the building next to him. It turned out to be his lieutenant removing the phone wire Bob had placed earlier.
So I draped an arm over him and bled all over him, and we did a three-legged sack race to the rear. The Germans were right behind us, moving right into the command post, and they're still throwing grenades and firing rifle grenades and everything they could think of.
For Bob, the war was done. He spent time in several hospitals for surgery and rehabilitation. Then the Army caught up with him in Colorado.
Well, they told me I was getting the Medal of Honor, and I said, who, me? What happened to cause that?
Bob was credited with inspiring his fellow soldiers with his calmness, fortitude, and tenacity, and saving their lives through his conspicuous gallantry and his self-sacrifice by falling on that German grenade. His citation was signed by President Roosevelt just before he died in office. During the war, Bob's family had moved to Oregon, which had been inspired by Bob when he was in the 6th grade. Bob joined them and started a new career.
I took a automotive Armed Forces Institute course in the Army, and I passed that.
Bob had also taken a 2-year mechanics course in Eugene on the GI Bill and now worked in Redmond. While attending Redmond Christian Church with his pal, he noticed his friend had a sister.
I says, she looks like a nice girl. And she was. She's about the nicest girl you'd ever want to know. August the 15th, 1951, we were married, and we had a very happy life together.
One day in 1958, the department chairman at Central Oregon College called Bob out from under a truck with a proposition.
I need you to go to COC and teach auto mechanics for me. Says, who, me? I'm not a teacher, I'm a mechanic.
Bob decided to give it a try, and for the next 30 years, Bob developed and taught auto mechanics programs in Oregon, including Bend High School, Central Oregon College, and Lane Community College. He eventually wrote the auto mechanics curriculum for the state of Oregon. After retirement, Bob and Bee established a scholarship program at Boise Bible College, which is still funded today. Bob lost Bee in 2013 after 62 years of marriage. Together, they raised 4 daughters. Today, at nearly 97 years old, Bob serves as a director on the Bend Heroes Foundation and has worked on more than 35 veterans projects in the last 12 years.
Whenever anything comes up that they want a World War II, I'm available.
One of his favorite activities is talking to students at museums and schools. Today, Bob is the oldest living recipient of the Congressional Medal of Honor in the United States and the only recipient living in Oregon. He continues to inspire today.
I sometimes wonder if I had to live it over again, what would I do different? I probably wouldn't do anything different. And if I did, I'd probably goof it up. So I think it's good the way it turned out.